Hello, everybody, and welcome to the DAIAA Member Showcase, 19th of January 2026. Warm welcome to you all. We start by just recapping our mission to foster the development and proliferation of decentralized AI agents through education, activism, research, and events. So just to go through the stats, still 129 project members, 45 individual members. And then in the social media, we have about 1,000 followers. YouTube, about 49 followers. And our next showcase is on the 16th of February. And the next general meeting is on the 2nd of February. And today is our presenters is TemporAI. It's Kevin. But just before we launch into that, any new members? So was it Martin, your first time? It'd be great to just tell us
Yeah.
about yourself, give us a 1 or 2 minute update on yourself and your journey and your venture.
Okay, Chainaware AI, we have a Web3 predictive analytics company. So particularly we are calculating all the Web3, we are calculating more than 10 million addresses, we're calculating every day. And particularly this is used then for the predictive fraud detection before fraud happens, predictive rug pull detection. Before the rug pull happens, we have transaction monitoring agents. We are using this data for the growth agents, for the one-to-one targeting. But the key is like we are using blockchain data, which is a beautifully structured, categorized data to predict that the users do as a next. And then we have like a 12 products on top of this data. So that's what Chainaware is doing, like creating awareness on the chain. So back to you.
Fantastic. That's awesome, Martin. Welcome. And yeah, if anybody's interested in connecting with Martin, please do so in the chat. And so I think, Alan, we're ready to hand over to Kevin.
Yeah,
Anything
if,
else?
if Kevin's ready.
Brilliant. Kevin, I'm going to stop sharing and it's over to you. Thanks so much for being here today and for sharing your project with us.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, thanks everyone. Yeah, for those who don't know, so my name is Kevin. I'm the founder of TemporAI. Now we're actually renaming it to Tempora Labs, and we are building an agentic DeFi portfolio copilot called Dr. Hero. So what Dr. Hero does is it's a like a chat agent that can help like users to create customized portfolios, like recommend like different assets and put in the portfolio, and then autonomously execute it on chain on the behalf of the user. So right now, the use cases that we have is for like stablecoin farming, and then for this demo, we can show Dr. Hero in action to you can like specify your like portfolio preferences around like generating stablecoin yield, and then it will execute that portfolio for you. And using a chat interface on Telegram mini app. So I can share like a video, like a demo video that we have, and then you can kind of see it in action. So before kind of going through the demo, I can, does anyone have any questions?
I just wanted to know, Kevin, so do you provide the functionality to other platforms or do they put it onto your platform? But we'll probably find out from the demo, I'll understand it better.
That's a good question. So right now, we have it as a like a Telegram. It's like available on Telegram mini app. We do have like a process, which is it's like a kind of like a closed alpha. But anyone who's interested in trying it out, you guys are more than welcome to DM me. The reason why is so we want to make sure that there will not be too many people like using it at once while we're trying to like scale the agent.
Brilliant.
So
Over to you.
yeah,
Let's see it.
so I can go ahead and just share my screen. Yeah, see. Do you guys see my screen? Okay. So this is the kind of the video. And then do you guys see the video?
Not yet, but it looks like it's coming.
Okay.
Is it possible to make the right-hand side smaller and the video bigger, or
Let me see. I'm gonna try again. Using share this one. Okay, I think that should be it. So I'll just go ahead and play the video.
go for it?
Yeah.
This is the future of asset management. Meet Dr. Hero, an agentic DeFi co-pilot that lives directly inside Telegram, turning everyday chat into an institutional-grade investing.
I think we just have audio.
Right away,
Yeah, we're
invite
not seeing the video.
Oh, no
Oh, there we
video?
go. It's coming up now. It's coming up now.
Oh, okay. All right. You guys see the video? It's like there's like a Dr. Hero
Seems,
demo on.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
good. All right. I'll start from the beginning.
This is the future of asset management. Meet Dr. Hero, an agentic DeFi co-pilot that lives directly inside Telegram, turning everyday chat into an institutional-grade investing interface. Right away, we invite the user to log in or sign up. They enter their email, receive a verification code, and drop it in to complete sign-up. Behind the scenes, Dr. Hero uses account abstraction to spin up a secure embedded wallet on Base. As soon as that's done, the wallet connects. The user is now live on-chain and ready to invest. Next, we copy the new wallet address. To fund it, we jump into MetaMask, paste the address, and send tokens into this embedded wallet. Whether the user is new to DeFi or already on-chain, this step makes sure there's capital ready for Dr. Hero to work with. Once the funds arrive, the real magic begins. The user sends a plain language prompt, how much they want to invest, what allocations they prefer, what level of risk feels right. This is intent-based investing. Instead of wrestling with 10 different protocols, you just describe your goal. Dr. Hero passes that intent and responds with a portfolio plan. A button appears in chat. View Plan Portfolio in the mini app. When we tap it, the plan opens. Inside, we see the full allocation Dr. Hero has constructed. Liquid tokens for flexibility, vault strategies for yield, the total portfolio value, and a detailed breakdown of every token, each with its percentage allocation and value in US dollars. Institutional style clarity presented in a consumer-friendly way, all inside Telegram. The user scrolls, reviews the numbers, and likes what they see. Then the user can click Execute. With that single tap, Dr. Hero moves from planning to action. Because this is strictly non-custodial, the agent can't move funds on its own. Instead, Hero prepares the transactions and the user signs each step. First, Dr. Hero prompts the user to sign 5 approvals. We open the mini app and walk through each approval. 5 tokens, 5 permissions, granting Dr. Hero the ability to route capital into the right strategies, but only with explicit user consent. Once those approvals are complete, Dr. Hero requests 6 execution signatures. These represent the actual swaps, vault deposits, and on-chain movements needed to build the portfolio the user just approved. Dr. Hero sends back a new mini app view. This time, it's the live portfolio dashboard. We see the real-time balance, real-time allocations pulled directly from the wallet on Base, total portfolio value, and a detailed breakdown of all active positions, each with on-chain balances that can be verified at any time. In just a few minutes, we've gone from zero to a fully deployed, yield-generating on-chain portfolio, guided entirely by natural language intent, executed through a non-custodial agentic co-pilot that runs where users already are. This is Dr. Hero. Thank you.
Yeah, so that's a nice little demo. As you can see, we have it on Telegram mini app, and then it uses account abstraction, so you can just use your email to kind of log in, and it will generate a wallet for you. And then after that, that is where the user kind of like deposits their um money into the wallet, and then that's where Dr. Hero would help make the execution with the approval and the like the signage from the user. So it's a so like a self-custody wallet as well.
Kevin, very nice demo question. Like,
Yeah.
do you support then all base assets or only like this bearing assets?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So this is for like a demo, and right now we're just starting with stablecoin yield farming, and from that we're just starting with several bearing liquid stablecoins, as well as like the different like vaults, like delta neutral vaults. But we are like iteratively like expanding on the what type of investable assets that Dr. Hero can manage. So we'll still most likely stick with just like stablecoin yield farming just to just so we don't have to worry about the price volatility. But the goal is we'll expand on more of the different yield-bearing stables, like different types from like synthetic to RWA to various different type of vol strategies, and then to those on like different type of chains. So it will just be beyond base. So next step will be finding other opportunities on like Ethereum as well as like Solana and other chains that have interesting DeFi opportunities.
And
Yeah.
Kevin, how do you decide the portfolio allocation? Did you have 25% something? Why not 40%?
Yeah. So I think it's twofold. One is the user can kind of specify if they have any preferences of the allocation. For example, the different tilts or whether how much they want to do for like liquid stable coins or vaults. And then other than that, it'll be like Dr. Hero agent will fill in the gaps. And it will use information such as like latest data. So it's data driven from different like market, as well as like we use like risk to kind of calculate the information. And then it will use its own like reasoning to take all that information and decide on what is the best portfolio allocation based on any particular user's intent or like preferences as well. Um, so this demo is kind of just like it's like a more of a first version of it, but and then you can kind of see the allocation is still very like uniform, but we're definitely gonna make it more sophisticated once we are able to put in more of those like data feeds for the agent that can use.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you, Martin. Any other questions from anybody? I have a couple of questions, so just put your hand up if you have one. So,
Yeah.
what is your target market, Kevin? Who are you aiming this at? Is it retail or yeah? Who do
Yeah.
you anticipate using this? And is it just for retail or can it be used as on a reseller basis through other organizations?
Oh, so our first target will actually be like institutional clients.
Okay.
So that will include those who are like doing like crypto asset management, like different like hedge funds, asset managers, family offices, treasuries, etc., or even like vault providers. So one of the next steps will be like this Telegram mini app is just a demo for like individuals to kind of quickly use and then play around, and then we're like kind of getting feedbacks from different users. But the next step is we'll have like a web dashboard version of this
Yeah.
Dr. Hero as well. So that will be more like cleaner for like institutionals, etc. And then as for the functionalities, because we're targeting institutional, we will like of course like APY like high yield is it's great, but I think one of the priorities that we're setting is um for Dr. Hero to also be very risk aware. and then having different types of risk metrics, such as like maximum drawdown. And then that will also be, those information will also be part of the Dr. Hero's decision making as well.
Cool. And I was wondering, like, how do you have it like a disclaimer where it says, this is not investment advice, because you've got the AI effectively advising you. So is that a problem at all from a legal perspective?
So that's why the first step is actually like it's like providing a recommendation. And then every step of the way, it's like creating like a proposal, but but the user, like the human client, can also kind of give feedback to it and also modify the portfolio and then provide it with intents. And then is ultimately will be the user can then determine whether to take action on executing the portfolio, from like pressing to the execution to actually doing the signage as well. So ultimately, it will still be the user who will provide the approval to like sign the transactions, and then the agent is more of a way to just automate the process on the behalf of the end user.
Got it. And can you tell us a bit about the back end and how you built it and how you got, the AI to not hallucinate and to get good decisions out of it? How did you build that? And what was your thinking behind it? And how did you get that to engage with the protocols themselves?
Yeah, that's a very good question. There's a lot of different components. I think the first part is it's definitely not one agent job. We have a hierarchical multi-agent system behind the scene. So the Dr. Hero that you see is just like the dialogue agent and then like the orchestrator. But we have like different sub-specialized agents, like one that pulls in the data information, and then the other that kind of takes care of the different trading, like the execution aspect of it. And then we have like that different type of like prompting to do so. So in terms of reducing hallucination, I think the biggest thing is to use LM whenever it is like absolutely needed to. And one area, like the main area we see that is like we need to use LM is anything that does with natural language. So that means it's like interacting with the user as well as for to make the like to make the like the type of portfolio plans and then taking the information. And then in terms of like preventing it from hallucinations, two parts. One is the data feeds. Make sure that the agent LLM is grounded based on the data feeds it provides. And then number two is the ability to kind of trace like why the agent is getting the output that it is. We're taking the certain action. And one of the ways we're doing it is like to log its like thought and reasoning process as well as like what tools it calls, and all that is kind of logged by us. So we can kind of trace back to what the agent is doing and why.
Got it. Got it. And is latency a problem at all? I mean, is there do you have any problems with making sure that services are available, and if they're not available, handling that situation?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And I think, yeah, latency, scalability is all things that is like we can create. So there is a kind of a trade-off between creating very nice, fancy, complex agentic workflows to making it be able to make it fast, and also to be able to scale for a lot of users to kind of like for it to handle the load. I think there's two types of latencies. One is the latency of calling the LLM, especially if you want to make API calls. And number two is if you want to call APIs to do like blockchain execution. They both of them would like impact into latency. So one of the things we are doing is we want to create our own like custom models as much as possible, like for small stuff in the beginning, and then to use our custom model much as possible, so we don't have to like keep using like different APIs, like OpenAI APIs. And then as for like the blockchain APIs, it's kind of like finding the right third-party providers, like finding like different dexes, or like a series of dex that you can use to make that like an execution. And it's not just the latency of making the execution, but making sure that like the execution is also final. And that's actually a major issue that we have been kind of facing as well.
What was that, Kevin? I missed the last part. The challenge that you're having?
Oh, like when it makes a transaction, whether it's like the transaction finality, like when you ask it
Yes,
to,
yes, yes.
deploy it to a vault, whether it actually did so or not, or did it get failed, and whether the agent is able to have like some fallback because of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Well, those are most of my questions. Anybody else got anything? Alan, are there any commonalities between what they built and what we're trying to do with Agent Monday?
Well,
Okay, I have.
go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead, Martin.
Okay, so practically, in China we have like a 12 or 13 or 14 products, but one of them is a portfolio MCP.
Hmm.
I'm, by the way, a CFA, and my co-founder is CFA too. So we created an
Hmm.
MCP, which just calculates optimized portfolio. That's why I asked before, how do you calculate your portfolio? And
Okay. Yeah.
so then, okay, yeah. So and the different versions of this thing, it can do tokens, it can do interest rates,
Hmm.
it can do several blockchains, it can do
Yeah.
some central exchanges.
Hmm.
So it's particularly not a portfolio list, like many people are
Yeah.
creating portfolio lists without, standard risk matrix. But
Hmm.
because there's always portfolio list and a portfolio creation. Now, portfolio list is not a portfolio. So portfolio is optimized on the return/risk. So just wanted to say we have a similar an MCP, but MCP is for the agents. We are not creating
Okay.
front ends. We are only providing MCP. So, and that's what we have. Just saying.
Yeah.
It's
I
kind of
mean,
similar,
you
but
can.
we don't do transactions. Although we are doing
Yeah.
transactions for Bitget Exchange, they ask us to do it, so we did it.
Hmm.
But otherwise, we don't transact. We only calculate. So
Okay. Yeah. Maybe we can take a look. It's like a portfolio engine, like creates an allocation based
yeah,
on. And
we have a free version on the web, a free chat. It does it based on CoinGecko indexes. Okay, of course,
Mhm.
CoinGecko categories, they are not investable. CoinGecko categories, but just to get an impression how it works.
Mhm.
And so just saying.
Cool. Yeah. Happy to check it out.
So,
Yeah.
Alan, what were your thoughts? You got any thoughts on your on parallels between what we're trying to achieve there?
The only thing I can think of would be in the earn part where maybe we just have an interface to some sort of
Sure.
ability to do those allocations. So that might be something
That
we
I
could integrate, but I mean not incorporate the whole thing, just point to it and what it's about.
Yes, yes, yes. Because yeah, Kevin, we're busy building Agent Monday for Crypto Mondays, and it's been quite an interesting journey. And
Hmm.
Alan's actually running the project for us. And yeah, we've learned a lot in the process, shall I say, you know. But the,
Yeah.
the the main mission is to assist the community to learn, earn, and connect, the Crypto
Hmm.
Mondays community. And things like to meet each other. Maybe
Hmm.
there's educational element to it, taking our content and recycling it and making it available to members. I talked about, because I interview the members that join us, I talked about the possibility of having the agent interview the members, the new members.
Mm. I see.
But maybe there's an earning component to it that's associated with something that you're doing there. Because another part of Crypto Mondays is also, and DAIAA actually, is exploring these yield protocols. And yeah,
Yeah.
so lots of commonality there.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're always like looking for hunting for new opportunities, yield opportunities that then
Yeah,
our agents can have as part of his potential like like investable universe, and then can make that suggestions to our clients. So you can kind of think of Dr. Hero, our agent, as a kind of a agentic allocator of these opportunities.
yes.
Yeah.
Amazing. Very nice.
Yeah.
Yes, Martin.
I hope I don't talk too much. So,
No, look, I'm just filling in the gaps, so please go ahead. Yeah.
okay, like you see, like one thing, Kevin, one thing is creating portfolio. Okay,
Mhm.
before I worked for Credit Suisse pretty long now, but you always calculate the risk willingness and risk capability of a person. So,
Right.
and in Chainaware, actually, we calculate it as well. Based
Okay.
on users' blockchain history, we calculate his capability to take a risk, and we calculate his experience. What does
Yeah.
it mean? Because if you have different experience levels and different willingness levels, risk willingness levels, you can have different portfolio. If there is someone very beginner, okay, give him a beginner portfolio. If someone is more
Mhm.
advanced, give him
Yeah.
advanced. It's meaning not that the same shoe fits everyone, but you see, people think always there's a unique portfolio. There is nothing like a unique portfolio. Your portfolio depends on your experience, on your willingness to take a risk.
Yeah.
You see, just saying we calculate this as well out of blockchain. So
Okay.
as soon as someone
Yeah.
gives us the address, we know who the guy is.
Mm.
Sorry,
Great,
just saying.
Yeah.
great. And Eric, what are your thoughts? Are you available to chat? Because you also deep down this rabbit hole. Um, I also wanted to know, Kevin, the decentralized element. We're the Decentralized AI Agent Alliance. And so to what extent is it decentralized, and why would you call it decentralized if it is? That's my first question. And then the second one was, why are you changing your brand name? Can you just repeat that for us and let us know, what the process was?
Yeah. So first question is why joining DAIA Alliance?
No, I meant, to what extent is your agent decentralized, and what challenges did you have around that? How did you configure that?
Oh,
Yeah.
well, our agent is not decentralized, but it's using a lot of Web2 technology, but using Web3 on chain. I mean, in order to rapidly prototype. But we would definitely would love to be part of an ecosystem. For example, with like Martin with Chainaware, for example, we can pull data feeds from other, extra providers as a way to augment the ability of our agent, etc. And then, or we could even, integrate our like agents into, for example, some type of agentic wallet. So like our agents can just be part of a greater, like a decentralized fabric of different agents that are out there from different projects or, entities and stuff. As in terms of why did we rename?
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, so our previous name was TemporAI, but we're changing it to Temporal Labs. And the main reason is because TemporAI sounds a little bit too familiar with some other projects called temporal. So it's like with an L, and then ours is with an I at the end, which is unfortunate. So we want to create another name that's a little bit more distinctive.
So it's called Temporal Labs.
Yeah, it's now called Temporal Labs.
Temporal
Yeah,
Labs. Okay, great.
yeah,
Good.
yeah.
Cool. Thank you. Any
Hey,
more
Alan,
questions from anybody? Max, you got any questions? Stanton?
yeah.
Eric?
Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, that's it. We
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
you.
Hey, good morning. Here, I'll share my screen and my face. Hi, Kevin. Thanks
Great.
so much for coming and talking to us today.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, no, I really like what you're doing here. It's great to see live demos. And, I think when we talk about decentralization, there's a lot of different ways that something can be decentralized. Certainly, just the fact that you have crypto wallets and blockchain wallets enabled in your agents gives it access to the D web or the decentralized
Mhm.
web, right? And so, maybe
Yeah.
your agent is more like, Web 2.5, let's say, because it has that
Yeah.
capability. I mean, I think
Mhm.
the thing that many of us came to this space and why the decentralization component is so important to us is really just for the aspects of privacy and ownership, right? So one of the things
Yeah.
we're really worried about is a surveillance economy where, you've got five LLMs from, OpenAI and Grok and
Mhm.
a handful of other big companies. To what extent are they hoovering up everyone's data, right? And like they always have with social media AI. And then to what extent do we lose control because of their terms and conditions, right? So I think a lot
Yeah.
of what we're talking about with decentralized AI is how can we have
Mhm.
agents that empower users to have more control of their data and their content? And certainly having
Yeah.
a crypto wallet is one way that you can do that. But that
Mhm.
also opens up, privacy issues, right? Because the great thing about a blockchain is it's public, which is great for certain kinds of services, but then it becomes hard when you want to maintain competitive advantage. So I'm just curious, like, what are the ways that you would protect privacy or allow the user to have more control of their data and content? Because that's really what we're talking about with decentralization. Or to what extent could users potentially choose the models that they want to use as opposed to not having to use centralized LLMs?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I think there's a lot of different components and frankly, I don't know have all the answers, and those are actually some of the stuff we have been actively kind of searching as well. I
Hmm.
think one of the major trade-off that we have experienced is like decentralizing versus, the functionality and the performance. And there's a reason why a lot of AI developers are just using like the latest models from like the different API, like the big tech labs, is
Yeah.
because they're really good and they're very
Yep.
powerful and they could do really amazing things. And then sometimes it's like you need to use that in order to build the products that you need for to
Yeah.
have it to have some kind of utility. But then, the trade-off, as you mentioned, is if we do that, if you use their API call, then you're kind of subject to you're at the mercy of like whatever those companies are doing.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So I think some of the things that have been actively looking at, and is like a kind of an ongoing process, is how to kind of decentralize our infrastructure stack.
Hmm.
One example is that we're moving to our own custom like LLM to so we're like less at the mercy of the different like um
Hmm.
API like agent APIs that are out
Excellent.
there.
It's a good step.
Number two is how do we store, users' data and like different chat histories and
Hmm.
stuff. And right now
Hmm.
we're still using AWS because it is like very production grade. But we have been exploring other types of decentralized infrastructure as alternative. Like examples could include like Pinata. Zero G has like some storage, and
Yep.
then like Filecoin Cloud,
Yep.
and
Excellent.
um,
Those are all excellent alternatives. Yeah. And there's
yeah,
two others if you haven't looked at them that are pure decentralized plays. One is called Manifest Network, and it's
yeah,
yeah,
manifest,
great,
yeah,
great. And then also Akash is sort of like
yeah,
the OG of decentralized
yeah,
cloud. So
yeah.
great. Oh, good. So you're looking
Yeah.
at all of those. Yeah,
Yeah,
those
yeah,
would all be great
absolutely.
alternatives to
Yeah.
AWS, and then that gives those of us in this community more confidence and to work with a platform like yours.
Yeah. So we have been, but as
Hmm.
as like as a builder, like being decentralized, that's the ideal, but the other thing is like whether it works,
Right,
whether
absolutely. You
actually
have to have the
perform,
performance, and I
yeah.
totally get it. When you're
Yeah.
prototyping, you're going all performance because it's proof of concept. So that makes sense. Just
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. And typically, like the Web 2, their products, they're like the cloud, they're like they have like it's a little bit more usually or quite a bit more like
Yeah,
mature.
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
that
absolutely, absolutely.
yeah,
Manifest is claiming, and I haven't done a deployment there yet, that
yeah,
whatever code you have for AWS for Kubernetes and all of the kind of DevOps stuff you would do to deploy
right.
in AWS should just be completely interchangeable to their system. Like all the code base should work exactly the same. So if you haven't had a chance to try a deployment there yet, be curious to hear if it works
Oh,
as well
we've
as
been
advertised.
yeah, we actually been actively in talks
Oh,
with
good. Very good.
Manifest. They mentioned that it can completely they can replace like AWS.
Yeah.
And
Good. You're
then
talking to Sean Gear over there? Or?
yeah, yeah,
Perfect.
Sean.
Oh,
Yep.
good. Yeah, he's associated to our DAIAA and to Crypto Mondays. So yeah, that's great.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
Good hands with
Yep.
Sean. Excellent.
Mhm. Yep.
All right. Yeah, that's all I had, Robin. I mean, it's great to see
Thank
what
you,
you've done.
Eric. It's always a fascinating insights from you and questions. Thank you.
And
It's also, just jump in here for a second. It's also good just to get an update and kind of reality check on what decentralized really means
It
yeah,
means
in this aspect. What are we shooting for, and what do we prioritize in that? So just, hearing it going through again, it's not just where an agent is running, it's the data, it's what's happening with it, it's the privacy concerns.
Hmm.
Um, so I mean that was a good part of the discussion right there. Thanks.
yeah. Because what did Lou say? We decentralizing. So it's
Yes,
the process.
it's a process right now.
Yeah.
This is a transition from Web 2 to Web 3. So it's going to take a little while to work out and get the platforms in place to be able to do a lot of that.
yeah, and I would also say that, it's not decentralization for its own sake. It's kind of like what's the right balance between the two. So certainly there should always be some centralized processes, like when it comes to security, right, or identification. Um, and so it doesn't mean that centralization should never be used. It's just how do you find the right balance, the right mix to protect the values of privacy and ownership that sometimes too much centralization takes away from us.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
good.
And I think one last question from me, anyway, is how did you fund yourselves? How did you fund your journey? How long have you been going, and how did you manage to get your concept and your business funded and viable, or getting to a place of you know
Yeah.
financial comfortability or marketability or
Yeah.
sustainability?
Yeah. So we started out as like a grant funding. It's like it's for separate projects from Singularity Net. So that's how I started TemporAI. That was almost 3 years ago. But and then we're developing AI services on their platform. But now we have since pivoted toward doing, AI agents since um I think yeah, since like mid 2014. And we've been building Dr. Hero ever since, and a lot of it has been just been bootstrapping.
Yeah,
But we are also like, fundraising as well. So
yeah,
then is to use that to, to pay the team, find new like talents, especially around AI and also like Web3. Um and then to pay for the infrastructure and compute. So when we do scale, like when we target like institutional clients, we have the capacity to do so.
yeah.
So yeah, in order to fund ourselves, like yeah, we are actively fundraising pre-seed right now in order to
Cool,
take our agent to the next level.
cool.
And yeah,
Well, that's all from me. Any more for any more? As what does Lou say? Going once, going
Well,
twice.
Robin, if I may, let's go back to that decentralizing and talking to Eric. Eric, in a big picture of moving toward that's a future thing to agentic web. Okay, at this time we're building real-time digital twins, working with intelligent system of system, and trying to decentralize data centers and so on, so on. What do you think is a good point to start so we can bring everybody to the same page about what's actually the decentralized is all about, and what you decentralize now, what you keep centralized, which is to me is um, uh, we keep building all these models. We have different
Mhm.
software, but in the end, you know, and I know, it's all about data. Okay,
Right.
and until we come up with the best semantic layer that every model out there, from digital twins to AI, can plug in and get trusted, secure, verified data. Okay, we're far away from bringing the whole world to the agentic web. So, in your opinion, since you've been working with this for a while, where can we start with everybody here to bring, the basic to intermediate, then to give, show the picture of how the agentic web in the future is going to look like?
Is that question for me or for Kevin?
Yeah, actually, for you.
Yeah. Well, thanks for asking. So,
I was
yeah,
hoping you weren't asking me that question.
that's a big question. There's a lot of moving parts there. I think that it really depends, what you're trying to do. It sounds like your platform is, say again, it's handling data, like it's a data platform.
I am there. I'm just trying to.
Yeah.
I work with digital twins. Basically,
Yeah.
we're working with intelligent system creating all these agentic layers with semantic layers. So we're like so advanced out there. I am an ambassador and a co-chair for the Digital Twin Consortium, if you heard of them.
Yeah.
So we already working with all these big companies and stuff, but um, for here, because we keep coming up with all this decentralizing, and I would like for everybody to get on the same page when it's what's decentralized mean. Uh,
Yeah. No,
uh,
it's a great question. So, I don't think there's like a definitive text or person or book that you can point to and say that's what it means and
exactly.
this is the best way. I think that certainly for me, one of the thought leaders is Mikey Anderson, who is the CEO
Sure.
of Think Agents. It sounds like you're aware of Mikey and
Yeah.
the work they've done starting with 6079 protocol. So they have a lot of great, white papers, documentation on what it means and why it's important. I've started a series of blogs that's forming the basis of a book actually that I'm writing, why decentralized AI is a civic imperative. So I would point you to my Substack articles, and I can leave the link in the chat. And so and then I'm just thinking of a conversation I had with Eric Voorhees at Consensus about a year and a half ago, and he's then the founder of Venice AI, is an OG from the Ethereum Foundation, and he was saying, when you're training a frontier model, you have to have a cluster of GPUs that are all working together in the same data center. So like that was like an example
Exactly.
of the centralization that he was talking about that he can't get away from. Training a frontier model. There's no way to do that effectively right now in a purely decentralized way, just because of energy and energy consumption and the time that's needed. So that's just one example. Even like the guy who's like one of the godfathers of decentralized AI admits you have to have that centralized process. So for me, like it's really like, are you giving the user ownership of their data, their identity, and their content, and how are you doing that? And so to the extent that you're enabling that type of control, then you're doing what I would say is decentralizing AI in a way that can help secure our Fourth and Fifth Amendment rights. Because what we have right now is what I would call digital serfdom. We have what Yanis Varoufakis is talking about, which is techno-feudalism, where to the extent that you have these, what he calls cloud lords, the people who run the giant cloud platforms hoovering up all of our data, you're allowing, the biggest, most powerful entities in the world to leverage your data for whatever
So,
purposes they have that may not be in line with your values.
mm,
So I think cryptographic wallets are at the key of this. In that, in what I talk about in my blog post is a need for something like an AI Bill of Rights, where everyone from birth, like when you get your social security number, that should be in your crypto wallet that is a soul-bound, token, just like Vitalik has talked about. And so, your most important documents and data and all of your behavioral data online should be something that you own and you choose to monetize back.
Agree.
So what's happened is a world where we've given up all of our control by signing terms and conditions without really understanding the value of what we were giving away. So we've basically, in the digital age, our data and our content is what land was to the founding fathers. It's the most valuable commodity and resource there is in the world. And so we, for 20 years, just been giving away all of our access to the data and the content to the cloud lords, to the oligarchs who run the big tech systems. And now they're creating a technology, AI, that does all the jobs. So, they talk about throwing us a bone with UBI. I'm saying it's not UBI, it's compensation. Everyone should be compensated for all of their online behaviors and all of their content from the time they're born till the time they die. And that should be, and we should think of those as fundamental rights, just like the founders thought of owning land as a fundamental right. And so they would have land deeds. And just like we can have a wallet and a blockchain record that proves the ownership of something. So that's how we prove the ownership of digital content. So that's my soapbox on Max for how decentralized AI looks and how you kind of try to find balances between centralization and decentralization.
Valid points over there, and we're working on when it comes to energy, we're working on microgrids and connecting that worldwide. We're working on decentralizing the data centers, and that's a different talk about that. And you're right about the security and who owns the data, which is that's when the blockchain come in, or the DLTs. The issue with the blockchains that we have these days is still we have the problem of scaling and the quantum proof of them. So that's another thing that we're working with the DoD on that, because they tested every blockchain out there. None of them, pass, basically. Okay, with the agent.
You're saying in terms of being quantum resistant, that
Exactly, and
that as quantum computing is starting to come online, that it will hack the chain.
Exactly. And hey, talking to the expert scientists when it comes to quantum, they said you have to use a certain formulas where you basically quantum mechanics, because as long as you're using just math with all these blockchain, you can break them easy. So they're working on certain things that involve quantum mechanic and so forth. So all this bring together all the points you touched on. They're being worked on. But I would like to. I think we're connected on LinkedIn, so I will look at some of your posts. But I would like to bring some of those subjects, not the quantum proof on so and so, something to just have the talk with the community about decentralizing, okay, and trying to bring certain project to work on that, knowing that we're working on the energy part of it. We're working on the incentive, adding to AI agents and how they, because decentralizing data centers is because I want to decentralize. When you have the semantic layers and all these agents running around the world, for incentives, part of the incentive part of it is you have to have decentralized, data centers around the world. So that's one of the subjects we're working on. But I just wanted to see your take on what can we bring here to have more talk about just decentralizing per se.
Yeah, absolutely. I just shared a link to blog post number 1 in a 3-part series in the group chat, in the Zoom chat here, for anyone who'd like to check it out. And Max, I'd be happy to connect with you separately to continue the conversation about collaboration opportunities. It's interesting what you're doing.
Fantastic.
Right.
All right, that's for me.
Thank you, Max. That was a great conversation.
Yep.
And I think probably would be very beneficial for us to continue and clarify that as we go along. For DAIAA. Yeah.
Maybe bring it up as a topic in the next members meeting.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also, Eric, if you might want to consider putting something together that we could post in one of the sections on DAIAA. Just, general, what is decentralization, where are we, and where would we like it to go? I don't know since you're writing things, I don't know if you want to do an excerpt or something.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, happy to make make some different stuff or make a DAIAA version, but certainly I'd love to have you guys, just repost and syndicate this series that I've been putting on Substack.
Sure. Maybe both.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
If you share it with me, yes, Eric, we can put it through the social media as well. Yeah.
That'd be great. I'd love to get the additional reach on it. So yeah, I just added the link to the first post here in the Zoom chat. Robin and Alan, if you
We'll
want to
sort of make sure we get it before we leave the call.
Yeah, but Alan, I'm happy to have another call with you to just chat a little bit more about your idea for making a unique post for the group. That sounds great.
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
Yeah, just thinking out loud.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay. Martin?
Yes, Martin.
Okay, it's my first time here, but I have a question to Eric. Eric, regarding this decentralization, could I just bounce one idea? Like the issue is that these 5 LLMs, they have all the data.
Yeah.
But now, what's about using more MCPs? Like throwing the line and saying, hey, is this general AI? They have no access to data. And there are MCPs which have access to the data. So it's like this like oligopoly, like this monopoly law, like United States, that you don't allow these huge entities, these 5 entities to access all data. They can have only this general logic. But then like a blockchain specific logic, like a traffic specific logic, agriculture, whatever data domains, they are accessible via MCPs, which cannot be controlled by the central part. Okay, just an idea. Wanted to bounce it there. Because just to see what you say.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Martin.
Yeah, no, yeah. I think that's really interesting. I mean, I think that what we want is I think there's two main ways to think of decentralization. One is, what DeepSeek did to the world. Like, can you have a model that's much faster and cheaper to build that can run locally on my device? So I'm downloading, Qwen or DeepSeek to my computer, or Ollama. And so, so everyone is running more like customized use case specific agents that are based on their data, using MCP servers to find unique data sets. Yeah, that would be ideal. That would be an ideal world. But most people are lazy, or they don't understand the technology, and they just want convenience. And so they give up security, privacy, identity, just because it's easier to use. And so we have to figure out, how do we make the stuff that gives people the power to maintain their rights easy to use. So it's all about ease of use. And I think decentralized identity is a part of it. I think you mentioned identity. And so there's great DID providers, but we also have to look at, how do we include KYC in what we're doing.
Thank you, Kevin, for popping in. Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, it stimulated an amazing conversation. So
yeah. And Kevin, I noticed that we met a few months ago. So we were just reconnecting, I guess.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we've got 2 minutes left. So final thoughts? You all right, Eric?
Yeah. Thanks. Thanks as always, Robin, Alan, for hosting interesting presenters and having a conversation around decentralized AI.
Great. Awesome.
Yeah,
Thanks,
that was
everybody.
great.
Good
Look
seeing
forward to
everyone.
speaking at the next meeting. Stimulating conversation.
Fantastic.
Have a fabulous rest of the day.
You too. Good day, everyone.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
everyone.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.